What is up, guys? Jay Toonz here, back with another video. In this video I'm going to be doing another review, and it's a review that you guys have been wanting me to make. I was gonna wait till I hit 1,000 subscribers to make it, but who knows when I'm gonna hit 1,000. It could be a month, it could be 3 months, it could be a year from now when I hit 1,000 subscribers. So I said, what the heck, let's go ahead and make a review. So today we're going to be reviewing Avatar: The Last Airbender. So let's go ahead and get into it. Hey, I'm Jay, and all my life I've been obsessed with animated TV shows. So after discovering people on YouTube who enjoy animation just as much as I do, I decided to make my own videos on collecting, hunting, news, and reviews based around animated TV shows. So sit back, relax, and enjoy what my channel has to offer you. Oh yeah, don't forget, keep watching Jay Toonz. Avatar: The Last Airbender aired on Nickelodeon from 2005 to 2008. The show is about a world that is divided into 4 nations: the Water Tribe, Earth Kingdom, Fire Nation, and the Air Nomads. Each nation has its own natural elements such as water, fire, earth, and air. The people who control these elements are called benders, which have the ability to control and manipulate the one element from their nation. There's one person who can bend all 4 elements, and that is the Avatar. The Avatar's goal is to keep peace between all 4 nations, but after the Fire Nation starts a war with the other nations, the Avatar disappears. 100 years later, Katara and her brother Sokka discover Avatar Aang and his flying bison Appa in a big block of ice. They soon figure out that he is the long-lost Avatar. Now Aang, Katara, and Sokka go on a journey so that Avatar Aang can learn to master all 4 elements and save the world from the Fire Nation's Lord Ozai. Alright guys, let's go ahead and talk about the characters. Now the characters, I'm not going to talk about every single character in the show because there are a lot of characters. I'm just going to talk about the characters that really matter to me. So if I don't talk about a character that you like or is your favorite character, just let me know down in the comments and I'll give you my opinions on whatever character you want me to give my opinions on that I didn't talk about in this video. So yeah, so let's go ahead and start off with Avatar Aang. Aang is of course the Avatar, but is also the last Airbender. He is a very wise, smart, and fun-loving kid. Aang is such a sweet character, not only because he's a monk, but because he lost friends, family. He basically lost everything he loved. So you can see why he cares so much for his friends. And even when Appa was taken, you could see he wasn't his happy-go-lucky self anymore. He would do anything for the people he loves, and that's one thing that I love about Aang, is because he went through all of that stuff. He lost everything, and he knew he lost everything. He lost his family, his friends, his teachers, and he now takes his friends that he has now, and even Appa and Momo, he takes all of them and he loves them, and he doesn't take that for granted because he knows that one day they can't be there no more. And he fights and he gets mad when they are hurt, or when somebody's trying to hurt his friends or something. I love Aang, and I love that character about him. And he's just a kid, and he in the show, he's just a big kid, and I love Aang so much. He's probably at least one of my second favorite character. I'm gonna talk about my first favorite character in this show, but he's definitely a runner up for being my first favorite character. But Aang, I love him. Such a great character. Don't see how anybody could hate him because he's just very loving, very funny, very sweet character. So yeah, let's go ahead and move on. Next up is Katara and Sokka. They are siblings from the Southern Water Tribe. Katara is a waterbender who to me is kind of the mother of the show. Even though they're the same age, she comes off of kind of like motherly because she takes care of everybody around her and keeps the team together. So when she is mad or sad, it does mean something for her character, because just because she's mad and sad, you could really tell, because she's usually the happy one who kind of guides everybody to kind of being friends and staying friends. And I just didn't like when she was mad or sad, because that wasn't, to me, it wasn't her character. I loved her kind of keeping the team together. Also, her and Aang do have a kind of relationship in the show, but it really isn't that impactful. I felt like they liked each other during the show, but they really didn't do anything big with it, which I mind, because some shows, they kind of overdo the love and then the relationship with people. It's off and on and off and on, which this one, they really did take care of it, and they really didn't get into a relationship till the end of the show. So I did like that, that it wasn't that impactful, but you know, it was really, really cool for the people who wanted to see them two together. Now, Sokka is a non-bender but likes to look at himself as a warrior, wanting to gain the respect from his father. Sokka is the comedy character in the show, and I say that in a really, really good way because he literally had me laughing out loud. He's just a funny character, very well done funny character, not like a funny character as an annoying character, just really, really funny, really, really entertaining. We do in later seasons see him take charge and become kind of a leader coming up. You know, he comes up with plans, and he does sometimes become serious when he needs to. Like when he needs to rescue somebody, he becomes serious. You know, he does a couple of planning. He does a lot of planning towards the end of the show, and he just really takes charge. And I really love him about that character, how he could be funny, but he could also be a leader if he really, really needs to. So I really did love Sokka. Probably, you know, one of my favorite characters of the show because he's just so funny, so entertaining, and I absolutely love his character. And if anybody wants to make a comedic character, definitely look at Sokka because he is one of the best comedic characters by far that I've ever seen. Next up is Toph, pronounced Toph, not tough, Toph. She is a blind, earthbending 12-year-old girl who becomes Aang's earthbending teacher. She is probably the best, and I'm not even gonna say probably. She is the best earthbender, even if she is blind, because she sees with her feet, as she says. By feeling the vibrations in the ground through her feet, she's able to like see where people are, and I think that's pretty really really cool. She learned the basics of earthbending, and then she found moles. I believe there are moles, and she learned earthbending from them, and she learned how to metal bend, which not many people can do, and I really really love that. And she's just one of the toughest characters in the show, and I just really really loved her character. One thing that I really really love about her is she just wants to be herself. You know, the reason why, well, I'm not going to give any spoilers, but you guys know why she left, but or why she joined the team. You know, she just wanted to be herself, and that's what she was in the show. And I think a lot of people can learn from her. Definitely just be yourself, and you will find friends who would love you. And that's why I love Toph, because of the message that she sends, and she's really really dope at earthbending. So yeah, so let's go ahead and move on. All right, now let's go ahead and talk about Appa and Momo. They are basically the pets of the group, but they do bring a lot to the show. Appa is Aang's flying bison and his best friend. You can see in a lot of episodes that they have a really really strong bond together, Aang and Appa. Appa is basically their transportation for the team by flying, and he also does like this tail kind of like wave, or kind of like whack, where he like blows air and just blows people away and stuff. Momo is a flying lemur, I believe, who is a very funny character and he loves everybody. Like he loves Sokka, he loves Aang, and he especially loves Appa. Like he really really does care for Appa. And I really love Momo, but he brings a lot of funniness to the show. Him and Sokka are kind of like the best duo together when it comes to comedy. I love them. Now let's go ahead and talk about my favorite character of this show, and I mean absolute favorite, and that is Zuko. Zuko is a firebender who is the prince of the Fire Nation. After being banded from the Fire Nation by his father, he makes it his goal to capture the Avatar to gain back his right place in the Fire Nation. But the reason I love his character is because he makes the most development in the show. Out of all the characters have development, but he has the most development in the show. And the show's not even about him. But he makes the most development by battling with himself over being a good guy or being a bad guy. I just love his character so much. A lot of development. And whenever I first saw him, I was like, you know, it's an okay villain, I guess. But once he got a standalone episode, that's when I loved him. That's when I fell in love with Zuko's character. And he is by far one of my favorite characters. Out of all the cartoons I've ever seen, he is by far my favorite cartoon character ever. Definitely love him. If you don't love him, I don't see why you don't love him. Like legit the best character I've ever seen in a cartoon. The best character development in a cartoon I've ever seen. Zoku, and I just love him so much. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into the next character, which is Iroh. Iroh is a former general of the Fire Nation and is the uncle of Zuko, but is kind of a father figure to Zuko. Iroh is very kind and cheerful character, but he is a very strong firebender as well. Very like he knows his stuff when he wants to fight. And also he's a big, I mean huge part of Zuko's character in the show. Definitely the reason why Zuko is the person he is in the show, and I just love these two characters together. Absolutely love these two characters together. Even though I love Zuko by himself, I love when these two interact, and I just love everything about these guys. Next up is Fire Lord Ozai. He is the main villain for the show, but to me, he is a very meh character, a very meh villain, because you hardly see him until the last season. Like the first two seasons, they just talked about him, they showed him, here and there, but the last season is definitely where they brought him into the show. But like I said, he was a meh character because leading up to him, it was just like, okay, we're supposed to fear him, and he's supposed to be scared of him, he's supposed to be this vicious guy, but whenever they started battling, it was like, okay, he's given Aang a good fight, but he was very lackluster in my opinion. That's just my opinion. Like Ozai, he was an okay villain. I definitely liked Zuko and his sister a lot more than Ozai. I definitely think Aang should have feared them two more than Ozai. But hey, what are you gonna do? The ending battle with Ozai was absolutely amazing. I loved it so much, and I just love that battle in his fight style, and I just love it. But him as a character, to me, it was meh. Alright guys, so I'm going to talk really, really quick about the animation. The animation is beautifully done. Like, I absolutely love this animation. It has a mix of Japanese and American animation mixed together. I have said it many, many times. I love that art style, kind of like the art style. I'm not saying Ben 10 is like the art style of this one because they're definitely different art styles and different animations, but I kind of love the mix of Japanese and American animation together. I absolutely love that type of animation, and this one, I love it, and I couldn't ask for anything more than this animation. It's beautifully well done. The battles are beautifully done, especially the ending battles between Zuko and his sister, and then also Aang and Ozai. It was beautifully done, and I couldn't ask for anything more than this type of animation. I loved it. Alright guys, so for my overall review on Avatar Last Airbender, I love this series, guys. I loved this series. I don't know why it took me so long to watch this series. Like, I wish I could have watched it sooner. I didn't watch it when it was first airing. I've said this many times, but if you're new to the channel, the reason why I didn't watch Avatar Last Airbender was because it came out in the phase of my life where I was like, oh, I'm too old for cartoons. I don't have to watch that show. When secretly I would watch cartoons in my room by myself. But Avatar was like story based, so I didn't know what YouTube was at the time. I didn't have a computer. I didn't have an internet, so I couldn't go and see the first episode of Avatar, even if I wanted to. But I wish I could. I would go back to the past and slap myself in the face for not watching Avatar The Last Airbender. My brother did, I didn't, and I regret it because this show is so amazing. I love it so much. From the characters, I love every single character in this show, and I say that a lot about some shows, but I love every single character in here. Because every character gets development, whether they're a good guy or whether they're a bad guy, they get development. Except for the Fire Lord, he didn't get that much development, but everybody else did. From Aang, Katara, Zuko's sister, everybody in the show got development, and it was so. And Zuko, like I said, had the most development in this show of all time. I've never seen that much development in a character than right now, and I absolutely love it. And I just absolutely love all the characters. I love Aang, I love Katara, I love Sokka. I love all of them. You guys have made me a fan of Avatar: The Last Airbender, and I appreciate all of you guys who told me to go watch the series and told me I would love it, because I did, and it left me wanting so much more, because you guys haven't seen the show. There's spoilers all in this review, but we never found out what happened to Zuko's mom. At the end, he talked to his dad. He's like, "What happened to my mother? What happened to his mother?" I just want more out of this series, and I'm sure people who followed it, it ended really, really well for the people who followed it when it first aired. But for somebody who's binge watching it for the first time like me, I want more, and I love Korra, but I want more from this cast. I want more from these characters. But the only way I'm going to get that is through the comic books. So I'm going to go back, read some of the comic books, and yeah. Like I said, the animation is beautiful. The storyline is amazing. How it just takes you through the story of Aang and of his friends, of finding Aang, trusting each other, going on a journey to make him the best avatar that he could be, and having him, master all these powers, having them make friends and enemies along the way. I love it, and I can't say go watch it. You just have to go watch it for yourself to see how amazing Avatar: Last Airbender is. Like, guys, if you guys have never seen Avatar: Last Airbender, this is coming from somebody who never seen it till now. Go watch it. I promise you, you would love it. I wish I could have watched it when it was airing new episodes, but I definitely enjoyed binge watching it because I had a fun time binge watching it. Yeah, now the question is, and the big question is, if I should watch this movie, the Avatar: The Last Airbender movie. Should I watch it and should I review it? What do you guys think? All right, because I've seen like parts because it airs on Nickelodeon. I've seen parts of the Avatar movie, but I've never seen the movie. So what do you guys think? From a guy who has now seen the series, who loves the series, should I watch that movie? Let me know down in the comments below. Should I watch it and should I review it? And maybe I will. So that's it, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Hopefully you guys enjoy this review. This is something you guys have been wanting forever. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. Hopefully I made your day with this review. And thank you all for requesting this review. I can't believe I waited so long to review it. I can't believe I waited so long to watch it. But yeah, so that's it, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. For all your collection, hunting, news, and reviews on Toonz, click the subscribe button. Don't forget, keep watching your cartoons. I'll see all you animation geeks later. Peace.